Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and esports this entire game. Like, we'll go back and we'll watch it. We'll watch it on a highlight, and I will I'll go ahead and fucking cast it like I was an esports caster. So I'm gonna turn this off. We'll keep that right there. I don't know. Alright, welcome back to World of Warships here on Straight. This is Domination. This is a Tier 3 through Tier 4 match. On the blue team, we have Wakefield, Clemson, Matsuki, and Jaguar as your destroyers. On the red team, we have Izlayov, Izuzuki, Jaguar, and Acosta as the destroyers. For your cruisers on the blue team, Kuma and Kirov. Red team cruisers are Kuma, Marblehead. And for your battleships, your big boys, your guys that pack the most punch in this game but have the slowest reload time, your ships on the blue team are Gambit, Kaiser, and Koenig. On the red team, Ishizuki, Kaiser, and Pyotr Velecki. As this game gets underway, we have an early sign of a capture on both sides of A and C for the blue team. Red team trying to catch up as best they can onto that C side. Blue team might be contested over there on the A side, but it looks like they're having no problem. This might be a C side shift for red team here. We have the Jaguar patiently waiting there. Marblehead coming up strong though, showing a lot of forward energy. Is going to turn behind the rock as I think he suspects there might be a destroyer somewhere around there. He doesn't know quite yet. Dogod disappears into the distance. He's going to set up a spotter ship or a spotter plane. Jaguar carefully firing torps toward Acosta, but it's probably not going to hit. Might hit someone behind Acosta if there's anyone behind Acosta. Possibly the Marblehead. He's going to fire 2 rounds. But doubtful that it'll hit anything. Acosta's just going to run off into the distance. But Acosta does fire off some rounds. The Matsuki will run into the Koenig. Koenig will run aground into the rock in front of the map there. So a lot of early action here on C. That's contested over on A. So it's a split push by both teams here. Loads of action still yet to happen. No one sunk anybody yet. The score is 360 to 360. A team and Team A and Team B are still very much undecided here. Marblehead exposes itself to both the Jaguar and the Marblehead. Jaguar taking a lot of hits right there. Jaguar is going to get exploded by the Marblehead. First kill of the game goes to the Marblehead of Team Red. Wakefield, on the other hand, answers back against the Destroyer Iazleov on the red team, so they are tied. Destroyer and Destroyer at a piece, still getting 5 points per contestation. And Iazleov, the second Iazleov, goes ahead and 86s the Wakefield. The Matsuki has been spotted, but he's just going to go ahead and hit the ground here. He's going to go ahead and pull back. A and C still very, very much contested. This is a very heated match here on the World of Warships play day. 8 hours in. Oh, and he's going to go ahead and miss the Marblehead. The Marblehead's going to fire a salvo shot, doing massive damage to the Matsuki. What was the Matsuki thinking? Here comes an Acosta. Right side, another salvo shot from the Matsuki! From the Marblehead. The Matsuki is going to die here as he eats shots from Dogod on the Marblehead. Silly move by the Matsuki. Matsuki was trying to fire on the Acosta, who was smoking between the Strait of C and A in the middle of the map. Oh my goodness gracious. 4 destroyers down for the blue team. Gambit and Koenig are on C, trying their hardest to contest it. Kaiser takes out the Tier 4 Pyotr Velecki. Koenig takes out the Kuma. There's a battleship and a destroyer down on the red team, while there's still very much 4 destroyers down on the blue team, which is absolutely huge. Acosta fires Torps near Ganget, does not connect. Or Koenig does not connect. Ganget eats a couple shots. Ganget and Koenig are absolutely firing shots on that Marblehead. Marblehead needs to back up. There's Torps coming toward the Ganget, and the Ganget gets destroyed by an Acosta. But the Koenig manages to refrag onto the Marblehead. Oh, dear me, oh my, the Acosta gonna wrap around this Koenig. The Koenig's secondary guns are gonna come off. As the Acosta is being a sneaky snake, taking some shots from the secondary gunfire. The Koenig, all it has right now is its secondary guns. Iron Koala and Mick Spectre, the Kuma takes us out in Izosaki. 2 destroyers down on the red team. Kaiser making its way to the middle of the map. We have Torps coming from a red destroyer, one of the two. From the Jaguar, or rather, Akuma on the other side. It almost connects with the Kuma, but the Kuma's gonna be surrounded here by an Ishizuki and a Jaguar. It fires Torps, but it misses horribly. The Kuma gonna go broadside here with an Ishizuki. Ishizuki on half health, but he's gonna eat Torps from the Jaguar. Kirov gonna try his best to fire on the Ishizuki. The Ishizuki just secondary gunning this Kirov. Kirov in hot pursuit. What is the Kirov thinking? Ishizuki's gonna go ahead and take care of the Kirov, and they're gonna go ahead and probably capture A base. Koenig, on the other hand, takes care of Acosta. Koenig still very much at a respectable amount of health. Kaiser heading toward Koenig to back it up at A. Probably a smart team play to play together instead of separate. But there are still 4 ships remaining on the red team compared to the blue team's 2 ships. Your ships right now still available are the 2 battleships, the Tier 3 Kaiser and the Tier 4 Koenig. Tier 4 Jaguar, Tier 3 Kuma, Tier 3 Ishizuki, and Tier 3 Kaiser are still alive for the red team. And they will go ahead and capture A. Your score is 490 to 610. Both teams earning 5 points per 3 seconds. Or every second, rather. Or is it 3 seconds? Every second. And Koenig and Kaiser are trying their best to win the game for the blue team. Koenig goes out and fires out a salvo shot into the blue. Does not connect with anybody. And I don't even think that was in the right ballpark. It was a nice effort there, but it's not going to work for the Koenig. Koenig and Kaiser wrapping their way around a D base. No action as of the last 20 seconds. Kaiser and Koenig on the blue team gonna go ahead and wrap their way around to D and probably over to A. I wouldn't be surprised if the blue team shifted their rudders over to B or possibly over the middle to maybe catch the Kaiser and the Koenig off guard. As of right now, we do not have the spectator cam for the red team, as the spectator is part of the blue team. And as suggested, the red team is gonna go ahead and jump on that B flank and capture B base. Koenig and Kaiser, 6 minutes 20 seconds left in this game, are gonna go ahead and go over to D. And there is a spot on a D from Akuma, who's gonna go ahead and try to defend the D base, and is gonna take some rounds into him. Not much damage dealt, but this Kuma, in an attempt to defend the base. Some shots coming out from all the way across B base will connect with Koenig, it looks like. Maybe for not much health damage. I think that might have been a destroyer that shot that. Kuma turning broadsides. Gonna go ahead and connect with the Koenig there. Not much damage dealt. Kuma takes a Citadel hit. And oh my goodness gracious, this could be an easily 3v2 match. There's salvo shots coming from the straight between B and center. Or AB center. Kuma down to no health. Kuma is on fire. Kaiser and Koenig still at a respectable health. Kuma's gonna burn out. No, Kuma's still burning. Gonna take a shot. Is now a 3v2. Nice shot by the Koenig. Is Suzuki gonna come in between the straights between AB? He's gonna fire HE shells right toward that Koenig. Oh! And that Jaguar is somewhere on D base. You saw those. Torpedoes possibly coming from the Kuma. I didn't see any torps launch from that Kuma, so it is possible that Jaguar is somewhere in front of Kaiser Koenig. And as Kaiser and the Red Kaiser and the Ishizuki head toward D base, there's going to be a bit of a skirmish right here. There's 4.5 minutes left in this match. Ishizuki taking damage. Koenig taking damage. Kaiser steps into the base. He's going to start capping this for the D team. It's a battle over mid. Koenig gonna try his best to defend his teammate. And there's the Jaguar who shows himself. This is huge. High caliber rewarded. Ishizuki just eats it and the battle ends right there on points. Red team defeats the blue team. And a pretty decisive outcome. Which is rather unfortunate for the blue team, but it's what happens in battleships. Ends in battleships. Sometimes you sink, sometimes you win the battle. Thank you so much for watching Esports Battleships, brought to you by Astra Nebula. We'll see you in a later battle.